Chapter 38, I think, is the chapter that is dearest to my own heart. It's called Becoming a World-Class Christian. You know, almost the last words of Jesus to his followers were these words: I want you to go into all the world, to every nation, in other words, to all people groups, and make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all the things I've commanded you, and lo, I'm with you always, even into the end of the age. That's called the Great Commission. For many of us, it's the Great Omission. We don't do anything about it. God has called every Christian to spread the good news. And Jesus said in Acts 1:8, you start in Jerusalem, and then you go to Judea, and then to Samaria, and then to the end of the earth. And it says and, not then. He says, go to Jerusalem. What is Jerusalem? Your mission starts in your own hometown. Your Jerusalem is your city. It's the town. It's the community where you live. Then he says, go to Judea. That's like the county next door. It's like the area around your city. Then he says you go to Samaria. The Samaritans were culturally different people from the Jews who lived in the same area. Do you have anybody who's culturally different from you who lives in your area? Yes, that's your Samaria. You know, I live in the Southern California, Los Angeles basin, where we speak 196 languages. I don't have to go to the whole world. The world's been brought to me because there are Samarias all around me. Every nation is there. And he says, and go to all the world. Now, he says, go to Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and the end of the world. He doesn't say first Jerusalem, then. No, you're to do it all at once. It's to be simultaneous. Becoming a world-class Christian has never been as possible as it is today. You know, when Jesus gave the Great Commission, it was physically impossible for the disciples to fulfill. They couldn't go to Australia. They couldn't go to Latin America. There were no ocean-bearing boats. There were no planes, trains, and automobiles. There were no fax machines. There was no internet. There was no telephone or telegraph or anything else. There was only two forms of transportation: walk or ride a donkey. And yet today, you can go anywhere in the world within 48 hours. If you don't believe it, call a travel agent. Say, I'd like to be at the top of a mountain in the Himalayas, and they'll have you there in 48 hours. Do you know, at Saddleback Church, 7 years ago, we decided to be the first church to go to every nation in the world and take the gospel. We knew that it meant every people group, but there are 195 nations in the world. 193 are part of the United Nations. There are 2 that aren't a part of the United Nations: North Korea and Serbia. And in the last 7 years, we've sent out almost 14,000, 13,782, I think it is, members of our church have gone to all 195 nations. We were the first church to go to every nation. It's called the Peace Plan. And I'd love for you to find out about it. You can go to thepeaceplan.com and get information on how you can become a world-class Christian and how your church can partner in the Peace Coalition.